Hi, I'm Jo Baldwin and I'm one of the founders of St Leonard's Business Club Connections. I'm here with Jane Robbie, who is a founder of the Pierce Foundation, and Jane was one of our very first guests at SLBC. So I'm really excited to ask Jane a few questions in the idea of warming up for the new coming season. So thanks for answering some questions, Jane.
That's a pleasure.
Can we start with what makes SLBC different in your mind?
I guess when I first went along, I didn't have any expectations. I only saw it on Facebook literally 10 minutes before I went. For me, what was different, first of all, the environment. It was in a church and it was really lovely and welcoming in the church. I think what I noticed next was there was a really lovely lots of refreshments, and there was an opportunity to meet people, the people behind the businesses I sometimes see on our local street, or so there was an opportunity to get to know people a little bit more in an informal setting when we all sat around and had something to eat. And then the structure of it, I liked. We'd go through to the next room, and then there was an opportunity to hear from local businesses and people like yourself who might be sharing sort of a workshop style presentation, something we could get involved with. And it was free. Because often, whenever I've been to other network meetings, and even if you don't have to pay to begin with, there's some sort of, you're being hooked into something, or that's often what I felt like. And it may be a hook in with the best intentions, but to buy something from somebody or something, or to do something for somebody else. And actually, it was really refreshing. Because it just felt like there was a real generosity of spirit, and nobody expected anything from me apart from to show up, to listen, to share, and to connect.
Fantastic. And you're the founder of Pierce Foundation.
Yes.
So what did you personally get out of the groups?
I got a lot. I think there's something, I run the Pierce Foundation by myself. So there's something about being able to connect with others, other small business people, even though the Pierce Foundation is a charity. But I still run it by myself, like a lot of the people who are running their small businesses. So it's a really lovely opportunity to be with like-minded people, have that sort of sense of belonging, and to share challenges, because most weeks there was an opportunity in the circle to focus on a challenge one or two of us might be having, and for others to listen. So there was something about going, all right, it's not just me who's feeling like this about this specific topic, or being able to offer, if they wanted, some suggestions or advice, and for me to be able to receive in exchange. And then also, really, what was wonderful on the very last session, when you interviewed me, someone came up to me at the very end and said, I think I can be of help to one of your charity partners. And she was. I put her in touch, and she continues to be a real support. So that was a real kind of icing on the cake for me.
Fantastic. And was that the first time you set foot in St Leonard's Church?
It wasn't. I had done many years ago, but it's the first time I'd been there since it was all done up, and it was really lovely. I was quite surprised actually at how warm and welcoming it didn't feel. I know this might sound a bit odd. It didn't feel too church-like for a network meeting. And the two different rooms, the two different spaces lent themselves really well.
Oh, fantastic. And so let's think about what we're coming on to. So you've agreed now to help with the new session, so thank you for doing that.
It's a pleasure.
What can people expect if they're going to come along and join us?
So what people can expect, so we've decided to give everybody a bit more of a voice this time. There's a wealth of experience and knowledge of people who came last time. So it's free, as I say, and the first sort of while is the refreshments and an informal, just sort of chatting to whoever you want to, or you can just sit by yourself and have a sandwich, something to eat. And then when we go into the main space, there will be a topic each evening of some of the key issues or some of the key things that small business owners are faced with. And we will invite a business person and it will be more of a Q&A session, so that we'll be asking them questions to give them a voice and to learn from their experiences. And there will always be that opportunity to discuss in groups some of the key learning points and to see how that could be relevant in their business. There'll be some workshop style type things, but again, it will be really interactive. So it's not just going to be your voice, my voice, it will be everyone's voice. And then after the more structured approach, then there will be an opportunity to network again, to build on connections or to make new connections.
Fantastic.
So that, and it will be 2 hours.
Brilliant. Okay, so I guess the next question to answer is, when does it start?
Okay, so we're having a social in Rockwater in September. I think, is it the 9th? Yes, September the 9th. And then there will be a monthly session, one in November, one in October, one in November, and then from the 13th of January, every Monday night for 7 weeks, the actual weekly sessions will start.
Brilliant. And where do you know, have you got the website to hand?
If you look on the LBC, I think, are you going to put a link underneath this? Yeah, so the Leonard's Business Connections, and you can find that on the church website as well.
Brilliant. Tell us about the food, because people always want to know about the food.
The food, I love the food. So it was locally done. They were sort of really large. I mean, my son loved my Monday nights in January and February because I would eat half and I'd go home with half. Then there were cakes from Marta, the cafe, Macca Cafe. So using local people to provide the food, and then there was teas, coffees. I think there was even wine. I didn't have the wine, but there was wine, wasn't there, as well? So yeah, and crisps and nuts and things like that. And that's why I couldn't believe it was all free. I kept thinking, what's the catch?
Still none.
None, still none. And that's one of the reasons, not just because of the food, but I just thought, no, this is a really lovely, authentic, genuine group of people who just want to be able to give back to the community. And I thought, yeah, I'd come as a guest. If they want someone to help organise, I can be that person, because it was a real generosity of spirits or group.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for joining us and the team, because you're one of our very first people to walk through the door. So we're really looking forward to next season.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm delighted.
And hopefully we'll see you, and just reach out on the St Leonard's website to find out more. Bye for now.